Dark Tower is based on a series of novels of the same name by Stephen King and is actually a continuation of those novels. And in The Dark Tower, the gunslinger, played by Idris Elba, comes face to face with the Man in Black, played by Matt McConaughey. And the gunslinger has to stop the Man in Black from toppling this tower, all the while protecting this little kid, Jake, from the Man in Black. One part of me was really excited for this movie. I thought the trailers for the movie made it look like a really cheap movie. It just didn't look all that appealing. And I gotta say, this movie isn't atrocious like I thought it was going to be. It's also not very good. So what did I like about the movie? Well, Idris Elba. The dude is great in everything he's in. This is no exception. He gives another great performance in this movie. With the material he's given, he does the best he can, and he's ultimately probably the best part of the movie. And the kid actors, surprisingly, did not suck. I'm not saying they were great or anything. I mean, they weren't great, but I mean, they were serviceable. I mean, they were fine. I didn't look at one kid in this movie as like, that kid's giving a bad performance. I also didn't look at them and say, that kid's giving a good performance, but I mean, it was serviceable. It was fine. And the first 15 to 20 minutes of this movie immediately grabbed my attention. They had me by the balls, because it was a really interesting premise and a really interesting concept that really set up a really cool movie. I just wish that that movie ended up happening, because the rest of the movie... The matter is, after that first act, my interest in this movie waned. This movie was boring. I can say that. It was boring. Not a lot went on in this movie. They tried to do way too much, and it didn't work. Matt McConaughey in this movie is the villain, and I'll give credit where credit is due. Matt McConaughey tried. But it didn't work. I don't buy Matt McConaughey as a villain. I mean, when he's just spending half the movie going, alright, alright, alright. Doesn't say that, but I mean, when I'm looking at Matt McConaughey in this movie and he's not menacing, it doesn't work. I mean, it was an experiment that failed. The movie also has a really confused tone. It doesn't know if it wants to be super serious or if it wants to be a super campy movie. There's a lot of humor in here, and then there's scenes where it's really dark and super serious. The movie didn't know what it wanted to be, unfortunately. Those two tones clashed. It ties into the action scenes for this movie, because I was like, the action scenes are fun to watch, but they are kind of campy. Fix the CGI, because the trailer made the CGI look like shit. So the CGI is definitely focused up. It's just the action scenes, as fun as they are definitely really campy and don't really fit in with the movie. It feels cheap. It just feels rushed. So when the final battle's going down, you're just like, this is it? Really? To latch onto in that final battle, I didn't care about the characters, and to be quite honest, this movie is way too short. It's like 88 minutes without credits? Like, what? The production of this movie, there was rumors that, like, it was a very troubled production, and that production managers and the directors and the producers were clashing on set over creative visions for this movie, and you can definitely tell. It just felt incomplete. I mean, the Dark Tower is only in, like, 2 scenes. That's where I was expecting the final battle to happen, and it didn't. You can just tell that this was a movie made just to get out for its release date and nothing else. The movie is definitely slightly better than I thought it was going to be, but I knew it wasn't going to be good. I am going to give The Dark Tower a C-. Alright guys, what did you think of The Dark Tower? Did you like it? Did you not like it? I want some feedback. Drop me a comment in the comment section below, and you can like my page on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, you're on YouTube, subscribe at the end of this video, check out some past reviews I have done. Thank you so much for watching my review of The Dark Tower. Looking forward to bringing you more content, and I'll see you next time.